Welcome back to Make It Mental, everybody. What you're looking at right here is the remainder of my homemade rally car, my RC rally car, COVID-19 rally car. And as you can see, I've already stolen the cooling fan off of here, and in the process of going through all my vehicles and getting them repaired. It's a constant maintaining of things to be. I'm getting to the point where do I decide to throw it in the trash or do I rebuild it? So I'm in that diagnosis phase right now because after rolling it over about 12 times, ripped the steering knuckles out of both sides, ground down the steering quite a bit during that rollover process, bent both dog bones on both sides, and now the motor does not appear to work correctly. So let's bind it up. So we still have good steering, right? We still have good steering. And when I squeeze the trigger, you can hear something going on. So it's trying to do something. And we can see a solid red light on the ESC. We can hear it as well. Reverse. Okay, reverse tried something. It sounds like there's something like rocks in the differentials or something, right? Or something is wrong, but we can take the wheels. This is why it's important to diagnose everything. Don't overlook anything, right? It's rotating freely. Granted, we can't really tell that here, but even though you guys are on camera, you guys might not be able to see the front drive shaft rotate very easily, but it's rotating. All right, so it's rotating fairly easily. So I know the motor is not bound up. We know the differential is not bound up. We know the front differential is not bound up. We know we are getting some power to the motor. So the ESC is somewhat working from that logical reasoning. So just go through and simply test everything. Maybe you got a bad connection somewhere. And this particular vehicle that I built is designed to run on 2 batteries. It can run on 1 or 2, but I designed it to run on 2 for balance, for left to right balance. That's why the motor is on the top and center. But I only need 1 for testing. You can see I could stole the cooling fan for one of my other short course trucks. And just, again, this one's obviously not important because I can run it on either motor, but closely inspect everything, including your connectors here. And upon doing so, I have discovered something that happened during the rollover process. The blue wire is not connected to the yellow wire. Do not overlook these simple things before throwing your vehicle in the trash, which is what I was about in the process of doing. I do have a spare test motor that I was ready to plug inside the ESC to verify its operation, that at least the ESC was working or if the motor was toasted. But I'm just going to go ahead and plug it back in. We're going to retest the operation. So there, the yellow wire is connected into the blue wire. Now we'll squeeze the trigger. It's running perfectly. Fucking tires. The super glue is not holding on to the tires anymore. So I have to re-glue all these tires. But I think now that we've verified operation, I have to get another cooling fan. And I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this. I'll have to do a lot of work anyway to make this back to operational, but I think it's a vehicle worth saving. I do have some springs for a different vehicle. They're quite a bit softer, so this might be limited to a touring car only. I don't know yet, but I think I'm just going to cut these off, put articulating suspension back in there. This was designed quite well in my opinion, but doing 45, 50 miles an hour and then rolling over, a vehicle with 2 batteries in it, it probably weighs close to 7 pounds with both batteries in there somewhere. That's a lot of force to be hitting, rolling around, a lot of torque being applied. If we look closely, we can see that we've even bent this